On the floor for the visiting San Antonio Spurs, at power forward, Reggie Bullock. Let's bring out the stars.
And while it's still very early in the season, the top teams, Greg, have already started to distinguish themselves across the NBA.
Getting off to a hot start always a good sign, but don't sleep on the teams that are still getting locked in. A lot can change in the coming months.
And a look at the starters for San Antonio. Sharing the wing spots, it's Vassell and Johnson. Then there's Reggie Bullock. Then it's Jones. And it's Wembanyama in at the 5. To the left side wing. Kicks it out to Johnson. 5 on the clock. Fires from deep. No good. The Timberwolves go the other way with it. They're looking for a little bit of redemption in this one after the loss to them here last time.
And their last time against this club, they really fell short at the free throw line.
And the 3 ball is good.
And this pumps the whole team up. Conley's shooting ability brings energy and excitement.
The pass to Bullock. Out to the right wing. Wembanyama, no good. And the Timberwolves with possession. It's a 3-point game. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Greg Popovich and I did speak a few minutes ago. We talked about keys to the game, and he thinks shot blocking has to be even more important. He said, look, we want to keep them out front as much as possible, but with our length and timing, we can protect the rim if they break us down. Kevin, he hopes that strategy will help them get their second win in this season series. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Obviously, they feel that's the strategy that will earn them the W.
And Kevin, when you're disruptive defensively, especially early on, that can help change the complexion of the rest of the game.
And that priority on defense establishes a team-first mentality. Guys have to work as a unit. It's a good mindset to get into early.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Yeah, they've locked in during this stretch. If they keep it up, their lead will only continue to grow.
Wembanyama passes to Vassell. To end the run, nailed from three-point land.
Hey, they've broken the seal. 3 misses to start, but now they're in business.
Greg, Devin Vassell came in as a 3-and-D type player, but he's grown beyond that.
He has added secondary ways to contribute on offense. Still not a great shot creator, but can finish plays in a variety of ways to help his team.
Spurs have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Jones against Conley. Pass to Johnson. There's a screen. Gobert with the block.
And that's why you want Gobert on the floor. He's as good defensively as any big you will ever see.
Now here's Conley.
And for years, Mike Conley had an interesting title. The best player to never make an All-Star game. Well, that changed in 2021 when Conley was named an All-Star.
Minnesota shooting their first free throws tonight. The first trip to the stripe in this one. And he knocks down the first one.
Still a solid point guard in this league. When Conley is healthy, he makes a considerable impact on both ends.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Spurs trail by 8. To the paint. Lets it go. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one. For Mike Conley, year 13 was lucky for him. Going to that first All-Star game.
And that was the longest wait ever to become an All-Star. Conley, 33 at the time of that first selection, just shows you the work ethic of Mike, always trying to improve.
Minnesota making a switch here. Alexander Walker's checked in.
One shot.
And that one falls for Jones.
And the assets traded by the Wolves for Rudy Gobert surprised a lot of people. In essence, 5 first-round picks, 3 of them unprotected. They better hope this thing works out. A lot riding on it.
Lets it go with a 3. Shot by McDaniels, no good.
That is not a guy you want to allow open looks from range. Lucky for the defense, he just couldn't get it to go.
Here's Wembanyama. Edwards defending. Jones kicks to Vassell. That 3 off the mark. Minnesota leading by 5. Pass to Gobert. Shoots over Bullock, and he can't bank that one in. San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Passes it to Wembanyama. Vassell with it. Towns on him. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. That one is on Towns. The Spurs have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
2 shots.
First free throw is good. Richard, one of the greatest coaches in the history of pro basketball, a guy you played for, Greg Popovich, on March 11th, 2022, broke the all-time winningest mark for a head coach in the NBA.
And what's so special is all of those victories are coming with the Spurs. And look, I had an opportunity to apologize to Pop, because if it wasn't for me, he probably would have gotten here sooner.
Well, I think he would say that's completely not true. But he had to be one of the great coaches you played for.
It was. My career got extended because of the things that I learned in San Antonio. If I wouldn't have had that experience with him and their coaching staff, I would never have played as long as I did.
The Timberwolves again can't hit. Spurs trail by 3. To the wing on the left. There's the 3. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. Last game for the Spurs. They pick up the W against the Timberwolves.
Well, it's easy to score when you're facing very little resistance. That's why their offense looks so good now.
It just seems like the defense wasn't interested. They got away with one.
Here's Alexander Walker. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. On deep. He's off on that one. And the Spurs going the other way now. Now, here's Vassell. Edwards defending. Vassell, no good.
Slow going for him this quarter. The defense putting up a good fight.
Edwards passes to McDaniels. Gobert, the screen. Inside. The pass to Alexander Walker. To end the drought. And Gobert throws it down.
He knows his job. Gobert is there to own the glass and cash in on as many second chance opportunities as he can.
And they're bringing you up close and personal on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Here's Jones after the basket by Minnesota. Gobert with the block. Here's Alexander Walker. Down low, it's deflected. And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
And here we have an opportunity to check out Karl Anthony Towns. Coming off a terrific season. Last season, put up about 24 points per. 10 rebounds and 3 assists. Guys, he's a difference maker off the bench. Steps into that front court and more than holds his own.
He gives them a jolt of energy down low every time he comes into the game. That's something any coach loves to have.
A nice shot by McDaniel.
And showing he can make plays for others. Edwards moving it with conviction.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
And last year, Minnesota had a tough end to their season. In their 10th playoff appearance, they made their 9th first-round exit.
These teams were last season's best passers. The squads with the most assists in the NBA. The Spurs second.
Ball movement was one of the keys to what they did last season. Every squad talks about teamwork. These guys backed it up.
And so it's San Antonio with it, trailing here by 8. Johnson, the pass to Wembanyama. Gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field. I don't think the Timberwolves, Greg, plan on letting their playoff statistics discourage them at all.
And that's kind of the beauty of this squad. They're out to make new franchise history, not focusing on the past, just keep evolving as a team.
Spurs trail by 8. And here is Vassell. He has 5. Does not score again. That's his 4th miss against 1 make.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Edwards. Lost contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Naz Reid, he's checked in for Minnesota. Anderson comes in for McDaniels. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Minnesota.
And the #1 overall pick in 2015, Karl Anthony Towns has been the franchise player in Minnesota, but out to prove he can be the cornerstone on a contender. Oh, up high and down hard with that one-hander.
He got a little extra forceful. You're right with that one. Inside. And Anderson gets it to go. And the Timberwolves lead by 11.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Pass to Collins. Now Vassell. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis. Just 4 to shoot. And looks like the illegal kick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention. Greg, in order for Towns to get the Wolves to where they want to go, and certainly where he wants to go, how does he take the next step?
For me, last season, an inconsistent playoff performance for Cat. He's got to make an imprint on the game, even when shots aren't falling.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Troy Brown's checked in for Rudy Gobert, and it's Shake Milton in for Edwards. It's Payne with the ball. He'll bring it up for San Antonio. 11-point game. Pass to Vassell. Here's Osman. Connects from 3-point range.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
On the wing, Milton. Covered by Vassell. Reed gets the bucket.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
They came out swinging, really setting the tone on offense, and the opposition has not been able to respond.
So it's San Antonio now, following the 3 by Minnesota. And that's a foul. It's called on Troy Brown. That's his first foul. And we got to take a second look to admire that outstanding block.
And guys, they'll think twice about attempting that shot again. That was a big-time rejection.
Payne passes to Sohan. Back to Payne. 6 to shoot. Lets a floater go. Count the basket. Collins has got his second bucket tonight.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Now here's Anderson.
Watch the screen.
"17-foot shot on the way." That one's no good. That makes him 1 for 2. Payne with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring hit from him. And that one's good. Osman.
He can really stroke it from deep. You have to keep better tabs on him.
Now here's Milton. Shoots over Vassell. Offensive rebound.
How about the little guy throwing himself on the glass?
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
Here's Payne. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. The Spurs have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any. No good on the free throw. It ended in the bubble, but how about the Spurs playoff streak? 22 consecutive seasons, Greg, coming to an end.
Kevin, making it every year from 1998 to 2019, winning 5 titles over that span, and having the same head coach certainly helped that streak. So did having, though, a couple Hall of Fame.
Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And he banks in the layup.
Yeah, there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Anderson kicks to Brown. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Spurs trail by 4. And the points coming for them now, Greg, in bunches.
And we're seeing what a high-octane offense should look like.
Now, here's Collins. Guarded by Reed. Just 5 on the clock. Vassell, no good.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
Yeah, he needs to mix things up on the offense. He simply just can't keep missing shots at this rate because he's destroying his teammates.
And, Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
Payne can't hit. Minnesota leading by 4. 27 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Reed the pass to Milton. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket. And here is Vassell. With 2 seconds left. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Used the pick to perfection and got all the way to the rim.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
84%. That's what he was able to convert on a season ago from the line.
One shot.
Free throw, no good for Vassell. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Timberwolves lead by 4. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And looking at what we've seen from the Timberwolves, what do you guys think?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
They're playing for one another and focusing on making winning plays. You love to see it.
Timberwolves leading by 4. On the floor for San Antonio. Johnson is out there with Reggie Bullock. Then there's Cameron Payne. Then it's Jones. And it's Wembanyama in at the center. And the Spurs with possession after Anthony Edwards missed from long range. Now Payne. Back to Jones. Shot clock at 6. Unloads from 13. Minnesota with the rebound. They've led by as many as 11 points. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
I tell you, they were drawing a lot of iron from the perimeter. Couldn't get the threes to go down, and really the story of the game.
They were bricking, they were missing, they were airballing, they were doing everything. Brutal night shooting for them when they couldn't even hit the broadside of a barn. They couldn't hit the ocean if they fell out of a boat.
Now here's Jones. He picked up 18 points in their last win against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis.
And it was an unselfish night for him as well. He got plenty of assists to go along with all those points.
And it's Bullock missing. And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. Conley with a wide open look. Good it is. This goes to town. Conley's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Timberwolves. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Payne with it. Back to Jones. In your younger days, RJ, you had seasons where you averaged over 22 points a game. Some players later in their careers struggle accepting smaller roles, different roles. As a player, talk about that challenge.
Self-confidence is a weird one. Sometimes it can work great for you, and sometimes it can work against you. For me personally, as I got older, I loved finding the challenge. And the challenge was, how could I star in my role? Was it as a 10-point-a-game scorer? Was it as a 20-point-a-game scorer? Or was it as a 5-point-a-game scorer? Because ultimately, you have a chance to have an impact on the game. And I love basketball, so I was going to take any role you were going to give me.
What a great answer. So in other words, you've always got to evolve.
You always get to evolve, and it's always going to be adapt or die, especially as you get older. You have to adapt or your career is going to end. I would have never played 17 years if I didn't adapt.
Gobert, he's checked in for Minnesota. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Passes it to Edwards. Sinks the triple. Edwards got 6.
That's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Spurs trail by 10. Outside, Jones. The pass to Wembanyama. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
I know what they say, defense wins championships, but you need some bucket getters too now.
The Spurs shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one. On the free throw, no good. Timberwolves leading by 8. Oh, the lob to Gobert, and slam dunk by Gobert.
And Gobert is so well set up there. All he's got to do is elevate above the D and take that one home.
And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Now, for 22 straight years, San Antonio made the playoffs. They haven't made the last 3 postseasons. And former Spur Robert Horry worries if they'll ever be relevant again, saying, I hate to say that. San Antonio is a small market. Guys just aren't going to go there. And that's a dire prediction for such a storied and successful franchise, Kevin.
No kidding, David. All right, thank you. The first one falls. Both good from the line that time.
And after a 2-decade-plus playoff streak, the Spurs have been in the lottery the last 3 seasons, and they're focused more on youth and development.
Oh, here's Edwards. He's got 6, and the shot goes in.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
San Antonio calls timeout. Richard, the Spurs with one of the youngest rosters in the league, some quality young talent that they're very excited about.
And also acquiring draft capital. And they have a history of finding some great players outside the lottery, like Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili.
You're right, they've always done it.
And you got to, when you're a small market, got to invest in development.
Now at the break on the floor, you can see the teams that led the NBA in steals last year. In the third spot, the Timberwolves.
You could tell by watching them how much they enjoyed playing defense. They seem to have an endless reserve of energy flying around and pressuring the basketball.
And there's the foul. It's on Towns. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's his second foul here pretty early in this one. He's got to be careful for the rest of this half.
Now here's Jones. And then Jones with the jam.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
Yeah, you like the pick to set up the open shot. But when it leads to a dunk, okay, even better, you'll take it.
Towns, a screen on Johnson. Here's McDaniels. And he drops in the layup off the glass. McDaniels got his third basket of the night.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And from college to the pros, Richard, you played for some legendary coaches. And speaking of coaching, is that something you've ever entertained doing?
I never have, and I never will. Coaching, the amount of hours that you have to spend sounds exhausting. I love my job right now, and you know why I love my job? Because I get to work with you.
Oh, listen, the feeling's mutual. And so he hits both.
Now, he's perfectly comfortable doing work at the line.
Conley surveying the D. To the paint. Towns is doubled. From past the arc. And Conley gets it to go. The assist by Towns. Conley's got the lead up to 11 now for Minnesota.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
Jones, the pass to Payne. Johnson with it. There's a good screen from the arc. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Outside, Edwards. Shoots over Payne. Edwards can't hit. Spurs trail by 11. Here's Wembanyama. He's coming off a 40-point game against Minnesota.
And he made a living at the line as well. Got there over and over and did some damage.
Here's Conley following the three-pointer by San Antonio. Over Jones. Out to Edwards. Gobert trying to get open. And another three for Minnesota.
It is so good off the bounce. Edwards working on his shot off the catch, and it is paying off.
Wembanyama passes to Payne. Jones in the post. Over by Conley. Jones, no luck.
Looked like he just rushed it there. Just maybe take a little bit more time in the future.
Here's Towns. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And you got to like Towns being assertive there. When he plays like this, it really makes the defenders uncomfortable.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
You really can't criticize the work he did at the line a year ago. 82% on the season.
And the first one drops.
And we've seen Towns take on more of a leadership role over the years, wanting to be the guy for this team.
Collins checked in for the Spurs. Vassell comes in for Cameron Payne.
It's always nice to see a big fella be able to knock down some free throws and make teams pay from the line.
San Antonio calls timeout. San Antonio making a switch here.
And taking a look at some numbers for Rudy Gobert. Last season, he played outstanding. Put up about 15 points per, 14 rebounds, and just over 2 blocks. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
He's someone you can rely on to bring it on a nightly basis. When they need a basket, he's the guy they turn to.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Collins, good.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Pass to Towns. Towns is doubled. Out to Conley. Towns a screen on Jones. Towns trying to get open. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play. And this is his second trip to the line in the game.
And a year ago, he was an 80% shooter at the line, so that's more than acceptable.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Anderson comes in for Towns. And it's Shake Milton in for Edwards. Jetty Osman, he's checked in for San Antonio. And that one falls for Conley.
And no secret here. This is what you need to do with the lead. Hit your free throws. And they're having a great second quarter at the line.
Collins against Gobert. Collins kicks to Vassell. He doesn't hit that one. Gobert with the defensive effort.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Up and in for the basket. Number 4. That makes him 4 for 5 now.
And not the same skinny guy he was when he entered the league. Gobert a lot less affected by contact these days.
Now here's Vassell. He has 7. Yep, that one goes in there. Vassell's got 9.
And you see the ability to rise and fire from mid-range, even against that length.
Hey, when you trust your shot like he does, it doesn't matter how much size you're giving up. He feels the mid-range in his territory.
Here is Conley. He's got 16. A shot by McDaniels, no good. Here's Osman. McDaniels defended. The basket counts and 1. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play. He is 3 for 3 from the free throw line.
And he buried a bunch of shots from the stripe in that last game.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Brown comes in for McDaniels. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker in for Mike Conley. Minnesota leading by 11. And here is Milton. 9 points last game out. Reed traps in the tray. Reed's got his second basket.
He just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
Collins setting the big for Jones. Reed with the rebound.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Now Anderson to the middle. Reed gets the bucket. Reed's got 5 points now in the quarter.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
That's a great possession. Put your best players in a position to succeed.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
And that could be the spark they needed to make a little run as they try to even this thing up.
Minnesota with the ball, following the bucket by the Spurs. Alexander-Walker passes to Anderson. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the three-point shot.
Spurs trail by 17. Vassell kicks to Collins. Jones in the post. Hunted by Reed. And it's Jones, that time on the assist by Collins.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
2 minutes.
Here's Alexander-Walker, defended by Jones. Knocks down the 3 ball. got his second basket of the night.
And they're right around 50% for the game on their threes, and they've only gotten better as the game's gone on.
Now, here's Vassell, defended by Milton. The three. Vassell, no good.
If they want to come back, he needs to be better.
Round the pass to Alexander Walker. Pass to Reed. They get a hand on it, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Jones. And a look now at the San Antonio Spurs' upcoming schedule. On Friday, they'll be matching up with Andre Drummond and the Chicago Bulls. Then on Sunday, they'll be matching up against Rudy Gobert and the Minnesota Timberwolves. 1:12 left to play here in the half. Shot clock at 3, and out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession. And let's go to the 2K leaderboard to see the teams that blocked the most shots in the NBA last year. In the third spot, the Timberwolves.
A big part of their defense really revolved around their ability to block shots at the rim. It's so valuable to have that kind of backline protection. Allows you to be aggressive on the perimeter.
Here's Osman. He has 6. From outside the arc. And the basket by Vassell. Vassell's got 12.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You got to show some fire and keep defending.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
The Timberwolves shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
The first free throw is good.
And it took them a while to find their touch at the line, but they have been red hot here in the second quarter.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Spurs trail by 17. Vassell, the pass to Collins. Passes to Sohan. Outside, Jones. Just 5 to shoot. Outside, Collins. Misses the 3.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Anderson against Jones. To the inside. Here's Reed. A fadeaway J off the mark. And so it's Minnesota out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Carl, you guys have built a lead. What is the key to maintaining or increasing it going forward?
I mean, don't change what we're doing. Just stay together, keep passing the ball, keep playing great defense, and just keep making them think and make decisions, especially the difficult ones.
You had the advantage in the first half. We'll see if you can keep that advantage in the second half. Thanks for your time, man. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following.
Hey, everybody, it's halftime. Boy, it's been a rough go so far for the San Antonio Spurs.
They've been struggling to get shots in general, but down low, they've been paper soft. Hate to say it. Giving up way too many easy looks. If they can't protect the rim more effectively in the second half, it's going to be a long ride home.
And let's focus now on the 2 opposing guys who were battling in the first half. There were sparks out. Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Hart.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. we're seeing a tremendous game from Mike Conley.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
And let's see if the D adjusts, make life a little more difficult on him.
Two big men inside, Towns and Gobert. Sliding in at the wing, it'll be Edwards and McDaniel. And it's Conley in at the point guard position. So that's the Timberwolves 5.
Maybe they've been going to him a little too much. Now he's having a great game, but his team is losing, and that is all that matters.
And Reggie Bullock gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Jones against Conley. Kicks to McDaniels. From the wing. That's good on the jump shot. And it's 6 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
This is when good players really get after it. He can sense that they're reeling, and he's gonna put his foot on the pedal.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Conley. He kicks it to Towns. Now the pass to Gobert. Here's Edwards, and Edwards with the stuff.
And we are seeing tonight why Edwards was selected first. Overall, Anthony has a special ability to score.
Jones against Conley. Jones, the pass to Wembanyama. Clock at 6. Now, here's Vassell. Guarded closely. Keeps it alive. It's good on the putback. Wembanyama has got 13.
And this has been a nice start to the second half. They're 3 out of 4 in a rhythm on the offense right now.
Here's Conley. He feeds it to Gobert. And it's blocked. And they get it back. Towns with the bucket.
And an excellent start to the second half. Only missed 1 shot in their first 5.
Vassell with it. 14 points for him. Outside, Jones. From 13. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Gobert's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Conley, the pass to McDaniels. And it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. A sensational block that definitely deserves another look.
And that has got to help the morale of this team. Let's see if that sets up a run here.
Cameron Payne's checked in for Jones. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Towns, a screen on Johnson. Clock at 4. 3-pointer. San Antonio with the rebound. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. That'll be the first of 4 played at home for him. He gets that one.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And Greg Keldon Johnson is listed at 6'5", but he plays much bigger than that.
He has the strength to fight for rebounds with anybody. Fearless on the court and plays with an endless motor. His strength and willingness to use it makes him valuable.
For Minnesota, they have been good at the free throw line. This one, 7 of 8.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him.
And talented in so many ways. Edwards is focusing on 2 things: the refining of his shot mechanics and the sustained level of engagement. And I love the tenacity, guys. He simply can will his way into games at times and exert his presence.
Now here's Payne. Pass to Wembanyama. Poke loose. Stolen by McDaniels. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Now the dish to Gobert. Towns the screen. Conley for three. That ball is good for another field goal. His sixth. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
He's found his rhythm from deep, and you can see the confidence.
And of course, it helps space the floor, which gives this offense more room to operate.
Here's Wembanyama. 13 points in the game.
Taking a look now at some numbers for Payne, how he performed last season. He averaged about 10 points a game last year, 5 assists and 3 rebounds. Nothing about his numbers really jump out at you, but he'll come up with a timely play or two every game.
And that's what you need from some guys on the team. Not everyone can be an all-star. You need glue guys to find that success too.
And he makes the first. And so he makes both from the line. And it's Conley with the ball for Minnesota. Towns sets the pick for Conley. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Now here's Payne. No one near him. The shot's good. Payne's got his second bucket of the night.
Anytime you get a nice look inside, it's a good possession.
Here's Conley. He's got 22. Outside Edwards. Shoots over Vassell. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Now let's take a look at the most efficient scores in the NBA from last year's campaign. Rudy Gobert, number 1.
He didn't miss many easy chances last year, and he made the most of the tough ones as well. What a fantastic percentage.
Free throw good, Edwards. And even with the ratings going strong, the younger generations often cord cutting. How does the NBA engage that audience?
Kevin, I think making game action trend on social media and when big moments happen for maybe a small fee, allow people to be a part of it. It's like highlights, but live.
Now here's Payne. Vassell with it. Picked out by Edwards. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Personal foul.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
For the Spurs, Devin Vassell taking 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. That one is no good. Minnesota's gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc. Edwards, that's good.
Keep riding that hot hand. He's been pretty much unstoppable.
And here's Payne to the left wing. Here's Wembanyama. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
Team foul. Shooting for San Antonio, Wembanyama, 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Reed, he's checked in for Gobert. The Timberwolves have gotten 8 of their 11 shots to drop since the break. A great third quarter for them offensively. Conley kicks to McDaniels. Inside. Towns is doubled. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. 6 on the shot clock. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to go on Keldon Johnson. The Timberwolves have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12.
At the line for 2.
He's off on the first. And the second free throw, good. Now Payne. Pass to Bullock. Here's Wembanyama. Here's Vassell. Again, the miss by the Spurs. The Timberwolves shooting about 59% from the floor offensively. They've been running without a hitch. Conley, the pass to Reed. Off target from three-point range.
And sometimes on defense, you could just get lucky.
Payne looking around. Pass to Wembanyama.
And now look at the numbers for Edwards. A very nice season for him last year. And amongst the league's top-tier scorers, top 20 in points per game.
And as we saw last season, a difficult guy to run the offense against. Constantly jumping the passing lanes. Always a threat to create a turnover. Now here's Edwards. He's got 21. Fires the three. Score that one for him. His 8th field goal. 8 for 11 on a very accurate night.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
And you see this so much more nowadays in the NBA. Teams putting a larger emphasis on jacking up threes.
Johnson with it. Now guarded by Towns. Johnson gets the bucket.
The defense needs to do more against Johnson. He gets assertive for the finish.
Conley kicks to Towns. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Conley's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. The Spurs have gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. You have to like what we're seeing from Anthony Edwards.
They have to come up with a new wrinkle defensively because he is killing them from deep.
And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for McDaniel. And it's Shake Milton in for Mike Conley. San Antonio with the ball. Vassell with it. He's got 15. Here's the three. Trains it from beyond the arc. Vassell's got 6 in the quarter.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first 3 of the half, there might be more in store.
Out to the right wing. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
He's looked practically unstoppable this quarter. The defense, yeah, well, they haven't had many answers for him.
This will be his 3rd free throw shot of the game. San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Now here's Payne. And there's the pass to Vassell. Collins, a screen on Edwards. Clock at 6. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Carl Anthony Towns. 4th personal
And
foul.
this is his 4th trip to the free throw line tonight.
At the line for the Spurs, Devin Vassell. Taking 2 shots.
And that one falls for Vassell.
And they are making it look easy at the free throw line here in the second half.
Vassell hits them both. Timberwolves shooting is beautiful right now. 60% for the game. Pretty much everyone out there has been stroking it. The kick out to Anderson. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. Towns has got 6 assists in the game.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Now, here's Vassell. 20 points for him. And the rejection by Towns.
Rejected by Towns. I mean, he's become a great shot blocker.
Left side, Edwards. Anderson wide open, and another 3 for Minnesota.
And I don't care how far from the bucket he is. You've got to have a man on him. He's just too good from deep.
Now, here's Vassell. Down low, here's Collins, and finished off by Collins.
Just a textbook lead pass right there, putting it right where it needed to be.
They set the pick. Pass to Reed. Kicks it to Towns. Anderson outside. 4 on the clock. Collins grabs the miss. Collins has got his 5th rebound in this one. Pass to Vassell. Collins a screen on Edwards. Vassell the pass to Collins. Reed with the block. And stolen by Payne. To the middle. Here's Collins. It's good. Collins has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Towns. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Now here's Vassell. Edwards defending. And the basket by Vassell.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You got to show some fire and keep defending.
No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. Good on the triple. Edwards got 16 here in the second half.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the results.
And here is Vassell. 22 points for him. He feeds it to Collins. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's his first trip to the line.
How about up over the 80% mark from the line last year? So he's happy and also consistent there with those numbers.
First one falls for him. Some changes for Minnesota. Brown comes in for Towns. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker in for Edwards. The Spurs also with the sub. Jones checked in for Vassell. And so Collins nails both of them. 1:06 left in the third quarter of the game. Here's Milton. 5 points in the game. With some arc. Rebound by Sohan. San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Jones kicks to Eisman. Here's Collins. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Passes it to Reed. Lets the 3 fly. Good on the 3-point shot. Reed's got 11 points.
12 straight points off of 3-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Jones looking for an opening. Shot clock at 5. He kicks to Payne. And he can't answer back. The 3-pointer offline. The shot comes out. Anthony Edwards has been leading the charge for the Minnesota Timberwolves. A terrific quarter for him. And now he has a total of 27 points. Shouldn't take him long to get up over 30. Right back after this break. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Greg Popovich.
We can't forget about the boards.